it's taking a second. Okay. All right, we are live. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to introduce, as you know, Ilona Ciunaite. Yes, I got it this time.
Yes.
And Ilona, I will let you take it from here. As is per the usual, feel free to ask your questions in chat on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch. And then if you'd like to join us on Zoom, there is a Zoom link. It's the same always, and you can come and ask a question on audio or video. Ilona, thank you so much for being here today. We'll let you take it from here.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for organizing this as usual. This is a wonderful opportunity to speak to more people and to get this message known and heard from more people. So thank you guys from nothing. You are doing an amazing job. I'm so happy to be part of this. I'm really grateful. Okay, welcome to the show. And this show is about freedom, about liberation, about getting unleashed, and about end of seeking. So today I would like to speak a little bit about seeking, or what is this seeking, and why it's so difficult to end it, what's going on here. But to start, let's just get ready, get comfortable, just chill out. Everything can wait. You can just stay here for these couple of hours and explore what is in your experience, because what I'm talking is one thing and what is your experience is another. So don't take this as something I know or something I have to know. It's just a way, my speaking is just a way to direct your attention to particular areas where you can investigate for yourself. And it's really just this is needed, this investigation for yourself. Nothing else can do it. Nobody else's wise words can do it. Okay, and right, let me start from somebody else's wise words, which is Rumi. And he said this so nicely. Why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open? It's a great question. I think it's an amazing question. Why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open? And let's look at this. What is this prison and what is this door and how is it open? And how to get out of that prison. And the way I see it, this prison is not knowing what you are, not knowing what you are. So we are identified with what we are not. And to see through that, we need to question all these identities. And there may be quite a few of them. So to find out what you are, you need to see what you are not. And we can start from, I am not a body. I am not a mind. I am not a character. I am not these colors or sounds or sensation. There is nothing here that I would say, oh, this is what I am. Dumb. So all these identities are kind of holding us in prison. Like, let's say I am a character. This is Ilona and her life, and her story, and her likes and dislikes, and her talents and skills, and hates and loves, and all that. And it seems like it's true. And for the seeker, it seems that it's true, that I am this character, and this character is perceiving, this character is suffering and feeling pain. But I am not the character. I can see the character. And if you look at what is the character, it's just an image. Like, I can't tell your name now, but if I ask you to see yourself, your character, just close your eyes for a little bit and see it. What do you perceive? Just give it a go. What is the character? How do you experience the character? And in many ways, you could say, right, the character is this person in the story to which life is happening. And all the memories, all the events that happened, everything makes up a character. All the patterns, conditioning, it's a character. But if you start breaking it down and start looking at detail and being very precise with it, you see that there is nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. Like, yes, there are patterns. Yes, there are likes and dislikes. And is it something that you chose or something that was given? Is this character something that you chose or something that has been shaped by environment? So what is this character then? And how is it different from any fictional character? Like, there is a story about a character, and there are hopes about how the story will go. But what is that? Just thoughts about something which makes it appear as if this character is real. And we can say, yes, there are characters. Yes, you're watching a movie about Batman, and here you go, Batman is the main character. And in this movie, every day new episode, there is this character, Ilona. But where is the character without the story? They can be sitting here, talking, without thoughts about, I am the character. And still the talking is going on. The listening is still going on. But the character is a narrative over the top of experience, where the experience is described through the first perspective. So it appears that I am sitting, I am talking, I am watching, I am hearing. So this character is as if it's being told from the first perspective, and it's so easy to identify with it. But when you look at it, when you really look, it's just an image in the mind, in imagination. And it's so interesting that this character is being protected by the mind from being found out that it's fictional. So here you go, we identify with a character, thinking that this is me, and my story is very important. I cannot let go of my story, cannot let go of all the pain that happened. I cannot let go of hopes and desires that belong to this character. And so this identification kind of takes hold and holds it in this prison of imagined nature. So how to get out of prison that is imagined? Well, the simplest answer would be stop imagining it, but it's not so easy because the mind is creating it constantly in the background and believing it. Well, it pretends to believe in it. So what to do? Well, what helps is questioning it. What is this character? Is it real? And what are you without this story? Do you disappear if the story is not here? Well, obviously no. When you go to sleep, this waking life character disappears. Then there is another character in the dream world, the dream character. And neither are you. You are not the day character nor night character. So what are you? Okay, then the identification naturally goes to, oh, I am the body. And if you haven't seen through that one, here are some questions that you can ask. So what is this body? What does this body mean? What is that? And you can start seeing that the word body is like an umbrella term, is a label for all the sensations, like sensations of touch, smell, taste, hearing, visual. There's all these sensations going on simultaneously. And we call that body. All the processes we call body. So are you inside the body? Are you inside the sensation? And if so, which sensation are you? Is it somewhere here or here? Where is that I in the body that says, I am the body? One may say, all right, I am feeling the body. But then look at the experience itself. There is a sensation. Okay, bum on the chair. As simple as that. There is a sensation of bum on the chair. So is there I that is feeling that sensation? Is there I that is sitting? Is there a person there? And that sensation. Is it body sitting? Or is that how we call that sensation? And there may be so many issues around the body because often people don't like their body, don't know how to love it. And then there is a fight with the body. But what body is just sensation. If you really look at it, what we perceive as body is a flow of sensation. And are you seeing these sensations, or are you these sensations? Or these sensations are simply flowing, changing, given. And you can check, well, there is a sensation of left foot. The attention can go there and check, yes, there is such a sensation, left foot, yeah. Or right shoulder. There is such a sensation too. It's not something that I'm making it. It's not what I am. It's what I notice. It's there. So are you inside the body? Are you inside the bag of skin? Like Alan Watts calls it the bag of skin. I love it. It's like there's something inside the bag of skin that thinks it's the I, it's me. But body is just doing its job, going around, eating, washing, getting ready for work, and making coffee and playing with kids. So can you see that you are not the body? You are not the sensation. And there is nothing that needs to be done with these sensations. They simply are. Simply expressing life happening as sensations. And this is a crucial point to see that life is happening as sensations, not to sensations, but as. Like there is aliveness here. Okay, and the body, body, it's easier to see through, but the mind is the biggest hook. It's the mind. I am the mind. I am the thinker. I am the decider. I am responsible. I have free will. I can choose. I can discern. I can judge. It's all this mind that it says, I, look at me. So how to see through this identity with the mind? And it's the tricky one, because immediately it says, I am thinking these thoughts. I can choose to think about penguins. Or I can decide, to lift the hand or not to lift the hand. I am in control of the body. I am in control of my story. So this mind is the biggest thief, thief of joy, of just being. And that imagined prison is created by the mind, word by word, one word at a time. All this elaborate story. And when you look at the mind, what is there? What is the mind? Again, we can look at the word mind and see that it is an umbrella word or a concept that covers all the mental processes, like imagination, memory, fantasy, logic, problem creating and problem solving, and all that. It seems so much going on in that mind. And we have this word, mind, and then we think that this mind is that things. But then again, the mind is a label, just the same like a label body. It doesn't do anything. It's just a name for all these processes. And then we say, okay, it's my mind. And then there's another layer of something is there that is owning the mind, that is controlling the mind. And that must be me. There must be a thinker. There must be someone there that is thinking thoughts and making decisions. And there must be that. But if you look at the mind and just ask this question, is there a thinker? Like right here and now, is there a thinker? And before the word comes, any word, yes or no, they notice the stillness or silence. That silence means there is nobody at home. There is no thinker. Well, thoughts come and go. And word thinker comes and goes. But the word or label or thought does not think, cannot do anything, cannot decide. Then we say, okay, the mind is the voice in the head that keeps talking. It seems like there is somebody there. There must be somebody in there talking. It's the same like if you would look at the radio and would say, okay, there must be somebody there talking. So what's going on with that mind? And where's this identity? What does this identity land, or what does it stick to? And yes, there are so many processes going on that it just gets confusing when there is thought after thought after thought without even the slightest gap. Some people's mental processes are so fast that there is not even a slightest gap between the thoughts, and it seems like a continuous stream. But there are gaps between thoughts. And in that gap, there is something else there. There's that sense of being, sense of knowing. There is knowing of thoughts, knowing of sensations. So the word I, let's look at the word I, is also a concept. It's also an umbrella term for all these processes that we call body, character, mind. I just, it's just one word, I. It's so much simpler to communicate. But then word I is just that, it's a word, a label. And it's easy to get confused saying, I don't exist. But here you are. It's undeniable that something exists here. There is existence here. Something is happening. There's knowing that this is happening. So it's not like you don't exist. It's the I. As a character, as a body, as a person, as a mind, as an entity. It's not real. And if you look at this sense of being, just pure, raw, knowing that you are, knowing that this is, just pure knowing. Doesn't need an identity. There are so many words pointing to that, to that beingness. But none of them can stick. None of them words can define the beingness. So here's another question. Do you need to be someone or something or in some way in order to be? Well, there is being, then there is language, then there are labels, then there is identity. If you look at a small baby, doesn't know the language, doesn't know the concepts, it's still alive, it's still perceiving, and it's still awake and exploring environment without any concept. Or like a cat or a dog, they're pretty aware of their environment and they don't need the labels. But with a human, we have been given a name, and then that name somehow becomes me. I am that. I am Ilona. What that means. So when Rumi said that, why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open? The way I see it, that he meant, get out of your head, get out into the experience, into the being. So all this prison, all this identity is imagined. So the door is wide open. You don't need to do anything other than recognize that identity is imagined. There is no escaping the imagined prison. There is believing that this identity is me, that I am. I am that identity. And then there is seeing also that I'm here without identity. Like, okay, in society, we need to say, okay, I am a woman. I am a man. I am a mom. I am a child. I am a teacher. I am a student. I am a seeker. So that's a communicating between humans. And we use this language and it's fine. And you can continue to use it, but seeing that labels are not what you are not a label, you're not a word. That labels are something over the top of experience, wrapping it up, putting the experience into a verbal, symbolic form so it can be communicated. It's so funny for me that, humans love fashion. There's so much emphasis on fashion. Not for me right now, but yeah, like fashion, all the labels, who's wearing what, general. So it's like a slavery of labels, like in this massive way. Like we've been enslaved by labels, imprisoned by labels, thinking that I am a person or thinking that I am the body. So here it's quite interesting that we identify with something that we never looked at. We never look at what is that really. As we've been giving the name, we assume that that name is my name, and I answer to that name, and that I becomes an entity with these characteristics that need to be protected and cherished and improved and all that story. But it's just because we assume that I am what the label says. I find it quite fascinating that we don't have so many words to express the actuality, the experience. We don't. They are pretty limited, especially when you start seeing this. There is absolutely no way you can describe it in your own words in the beginning. It leaves you speechless because it's clearly seen that there's no entity here. There's nothing here that identifies. And yet there are so little words to express it or how to talk about it. And let's talk about this one very special identity, the identity of a seeker. Simply said, everyone is looking for happiness or looking for joy or lightness. And that seeking is something that takes away from what is here into the imagined ideas of what it should be like or what this needs to be like or what can be accepted. What does it mean? Well, it means that there is what is here right now, and there is this energy that says this is not good enough. What is next? I want a better tomorrow. I want to become someone. I want to become enlightened, awakened, and maybe that will solve my problems. So there is a seeking energy that is driving you somewhere, mostly in circles, from one teacher to another, from one book to another book. And in more extreme cases, from one country, from one guru to another country to another guru. And it can be endless, and it can last for 40, 50 years. It's like thinking that there is something out there better than this, or that this that is here needs to be somehow fixed in order for me to be comfortable, to be happy. And because that guy says that, and that woman says that, and they say that, here the experience is not like that. So that means that this is something missing. So the seeking starts. And essentially, seeking to end the seeking, because seeking is not comfortable. But if you take this identity away, what's left? Many seekers think that seeking is noble, it's better, it's more spiritual. That makes me a better and above somebody else, because look at me, I'm a seeker. I am seeking the truth. It doesn't matter that I don't find it, but I am seeking. Look, I am reading all these books, I'm thinking all day long about this, what this no self is, and what is this awakening, and I cannot find it, but I'm seeking. And it takes so much time and effort to be seeking. So the question is how to end this pattern of thinking that there's something better out there, or that I don't have it. I may never have it. There's something wrong with me because I don't have it. All this thinking is the prison. All these thoughts about a better tomorrow is the prison. And we can look into that as expectations and hopes and wishful thinking and fantasy. Like anything to escape this reality. Anything to take me away from here. Because here, it's uncomfortable. It's unpleasant. It's unacceptable. It's too hard. It's too much. So the seeking is driving attention into something that is not real, something that is not into imagined. Again, that is the prison. And how to escape it? Well, stop seeking enough already. So if I say, okay, you can stop seeking right now, right here, right now. Would you give up? Are you ready to give up? Are you ready to end this? Like, okay, for real, you can stop seeking right now. Are you ready to end seeking right now? Just see for yourself how that feels. Are you ready? Did you have enough? But there is still more left. Well, ending seeking would look like, you stop reading, you stop listening to what other people say. You stop trying to understand what this is. You stop asking questions. And what's left? Well, you can just go on around your day and do simple things like cook meals and wash dishes, take the rubbish out. It's no seeking required. It doesn't make you any better. You are seeking. It doesn't make you immune to anything if you are seeking. And this looking for happy tomorrow, it's really robbing you from enjoyment of what is here, of being grateful for what is here. And one of the first questions I ever ask somebody new that I'm talking to is, what are you looking for? And in that answer, there is so much information. Like, what's wrong? What are you looking for? So just for yourself, have a look. What are you really looking for precisely? Not just a vague idea, not something, enlightenment, but what are you looking for in that? What's the desired outcome? So ending seeking means ending that illusion that there is something better than this, or something other than this, or somebody else has something that you don't have. Because when the seeking ends, finding starts. But you can't be looking and finding at the same time. You either are looking for something or you are looking at it. You found it, you are looking at it. So nothing is lost, really, except for that crazy desperation to find something that is not here. And in this finding what is here, which is your unique experience, this is where the joy is hiding. Joy of life, joy of expressing, joy of just simply being. So it's interesting that we are kind of built to seek pleasure and avoid pain, like the whole thing in nature. Every animal is moving towards the good, away from the bad. It's so natural. And the seeking says that there has to be only good, only pleasant, only comfortable, only what I want. And all that is not comfortable is not acceptable. And finding means that all is acceptable, all can be accepted, all can be allowed and met without that in a fight. So when you look at it, seeking is in a fight with what is. It's the voice narrative that talks about what is wrong, what is not enough, what should be different, what they want to be different. Whose fault is that? And there is this one question that is really useless in this seeking, but many people keep asking it, and it's the question, why? Why is this? Why me? Why I'm not happy? Why? But if you drop that question, just drop it completely, because it's useless. It asks for stories that would explain something for now, but there is no truth in that. There's no truth in these stories. So we can just simply put that question aside and never come back to it. Why? Why? Well, the only real answer to that is just because. Just because. This is how it is. So I don't know why. So this is one thing for a seeker to take away, that to stop asking questions which are asking for stories, are asking for some descriptions of stuff that nobody knows. Like all these answers to question why I learned. You ask your inner wisdom in your heart this question why, there's no answer. So if you want to find and start finding and start exploring, you have to ask right questions. Okay, and there are questions like, who am I? What is I? And is there I? We can look at them. So who am I is asking already for some kind of person, character, a name, subject. that is apparently here or supposed to be here or must be there. So this question, who am I, is already taking you into the mind stories about I am this, I am that, I am not this, I'm not that. And the question, what is I? Can you have a little distance and look at this I as a label, as a part of narrative, as a word? And then there is question, is there I? Is the I as a separate being, separate from life itself? Is the I as a doer, as a creator, as a co-creator, as a manifester? Is there? And when you ask this, do you get an answer? A verbal answer, or do you get a silence? And if you get silence, do you take that for the answer or as an absence for an answer? So is there I? Is there I to be someone, to become someone? Okay, so if it's clear that there is no I as a separate from life itself being, so what? The next question is, so what? What do you do with this? How does this make my life better? And that's a question from a seeker's position. Seekers that wants to fix this life, to fix the experience, to get something out of this awakening or enlightenment. While seeing this, that there is no I and there never was a separate self, doesn't give anything. It's just a shift in perceptions, shift in the way that this narrative is believed or not believed. Because it continues to say I, mine, me, but then it's seen as empty words that don't point to anything. Just a label, way to express. And yet nothing is lost, nothing at all. Just the same way if I say, okay, I am talking now. I am thinking, I am choosing these words. It's not true though. These words just come and they are being said without any I. But if I believe that I am talking, that there is this I talking, or these words are coming from the I, then I think that there is something precious to lose. So how can I see that there is no I? Then something is lost. But I can say I am talking, or these words are coming out. Nothing is lost. These words are coming out either way. So a lot of confusion is because of language itself and how we use it. It's helpful to see that concepts are words about words, concepts about concepts, and they don't even touch the actuality. They don't touch anything. They are like superimposed over experience. And it's so funny that we take these words more seriously than the experience itself. And we get drawn into all these stories and believe them. But this reality, the actuality, is not affected by the words that we use to describe it. So here's the question again: why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open? Like, it's okay. Okay, nothing is locked up. There's just freedom to experience what it's like to believe that there is this I as a separate self, and feel all the feelings up with it. Like we are living this life in society among people. We are not an island, so we have to use this language and we have to communicate. But at the same time, we can see that the words are just words. The experience is experience, and words don't touch experience. So there is no I to get awakened, no I to get enlightened, or cross a gateless gate. There is no I at all, and there never was. And you can check, is there resistance to that? Is there, no, what? Or is it like, yeah, clear, obviously. So what's the feeling inside? There is no separate self and never was. It's fictional. And it may seem that something precious can be lost, but nothing can be lost. And yes, it's painful when illusions are broken. Disillusionment sucks. Yeah. All these ideas, they were considered to be precious, and they that's what I believe, that's my opinion, that's how it is, that's how I know. And it seems that there is something to defend there, to stand for. Where you can be free not to believe all these ideas anymore, and free to explore what is actually here. What is this experience right here, right now? And it doesn't have to be pleasant or unpleasant. It doesn't have to be comfortable or uncomfortable. It's just something what is here. And that is what is real, what we call real. So when seeking ends, there is exploring, lots of exploring, lots of looking at what is here right now. And in simple way to put it, it's just, you are noticing what is present, what is presently here. Like, not what I want to be, not what it should be, but it's just what is here. So this is finding, this is noticing, this is giving attention to what is actual. And for the mind, they may be, but that's boring, this There's nothing going on here. But only until it realizes, until that mind realizes that peace, that calmness, that joy, so much richer, so much more amazing than the stories in the head. Okay, and if you're having a difficulty to get to this realization, you can always come to Liberation Unleashed, which is our forum, and apply for a guide. Just fill up application form, and somebody will come to speak to you. And that conversation can last for a few days or a few years. It all depends where you're coming from. And our guides are volunteers, and they do it all free of charge, just so that you can find the answer for yourself in your own experience. And if that doesn't help, there is also a book, Liberation Unleashed, where I put the best and the most effective pointers that I found that worked for many people. And there are also a few journeys with a few people that sometimes resonates, because you can see somebody else went through the same questions, through the same stories. So if that seeking is still on, and if it's still trying to resolve itself, then that's how it is. That's how it is. It cannot be shut down. You cannot turn away from it and say, okay, now that's it, enough of seeking. Because these questions, they keep digging. It's like an itch from inside that is just looking for resolution. And you can see how addicted are you to seeking, or how addicted are you to that looking for something that is not here. And see if you're ready to stop, if you had enough of seeking, or if there is something left there that still has to play out. And the way that they can play out, let's say quicker, is by asking right questions, not by asking wrong questions. It's not by going in circles. It's simply like, have you got enough of seeking? This would be one of them. And with that, I'm going to end this talk, and I'm open and willing to answer your questions and talk to you. I'm really happy to be here with you and help you out. If you have a question, please just ask or write. So whoever first, please. Okay, John Luna. We can unmute you.
Hey, Ilona, how you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
I'm okay. I just I mentioned this to you before. I mean, I was feeling, there was a real feeling of clarity on this, and every time I that's happened a couple times, and then something happens in my life where it just sort of overwhelms, or it seems to overwhelm the realization. And this time it's just the end of a long relationship, and that's happened about a month ago. But it's like the realization has set in, and it's sort of a feeling of depression kind of coming with it. And even though I feel, I mean, the seeing of no self seemed so self-evident. It seems when some situation that appears to be so unpleasant to me, and so rejected in a way, that of self, even if it's sort of a little more hollow, but it starts to form again, because it starts around the idea of this more frantic idea of what am I going to do now? Like, okay, I'm alone. I'm 49. What, the idea, that deep seated, maybe from childhood idea of that just being alone is just not acceptable, or then thinking in the past of there being, regret or resentment, and all those things bring me back into time, which bring me back into a person, and that there's something that, that this isn't acceptable. That's the main feeling. It's like the feeling is, even without words, is a bodily sensation of that I want to get away from. And I've been working with that, and it's a sense of just trying, just allowing what is coming up. But it seems to be like I'm kind of like drowning in it a little bit, and it seems like I have to. Then that feeling of I have to do something, and it just reinforces this idea of doership, and I just feel like I'm kind of like losing the clarity, is just being lost in all that.
I hear you. Well, yes, it's tough times when depression comes in and when you feel alone, of course. And that feeling that you are talking about, is it here now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. And if you just look at it and tell me where in the body, where is that sensation, like location-wise?
So like a heaviness in my heart, a heaviness
in the heart.
Yeah.
Okay. And can we just allow that heaviness in the heart to be here for a little bit and look at it?
Yeah, and I kind of, as you were talking, like not even like willfully, it just started happening, and just like something in me was hearing the words and giving up and saying, "Okay, just nothing I can do. I just have to feel this." So yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing to do with it, but we can look at it.
Right, but we can look at it.
Because essentially, what it wants is attention. Well, it's here. Like, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Right.
So let's look at it. Simply look at it. Like, you don't need to do anything or know anything. You can just simply allow it to be here and see it. Like, this is looking at it. Not for escape, not for fixing it, not for a way out. It's just, okay, well, it is here. I see. And let's explore this a little bit more. If you look at that feeling, at that energy, can you describe it? You may give it a shape and form, a color, a size, or how do you see it? Describe
it. Dark, cloudy, heavy would be a word. Tight, like not open, like a little. A feeling of aching.
Oh, okay. Okay. Right, and can we just allow it to be as it is and see what does this energy want? What does the energy want? can simply ask this question, and what do you want the most? Let's see what this is.
It feels like I want to release it. Like, what, cry or emotional, but I can't force it. I can't, it just doesn't happen.
Okay.
Like something is not allowing that.
Okay, and what is in the way? Can you ask this question? What is in the way of releasing?
Maybe like a judgment on, seems kind of like what's masculine, what I've been kind of raised, you don't, not to really, there's a little bit of like, not feel your feelings as much or not cry or anything like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe get angry before you would allow like that, think that, yeah.
So what's in the way is just an idea that, it's not masculine to express.
Yeah.
But is that true? Does it have anything to do with masculinity or femininity? We all, as humans, have this capacity to feel.
Of course.
And express in a unique, authentic way. So would it be okay to express how it feels, what it feels in your own authentic way?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, yes, that's my answer would be yes.
Yes. So let's see, is that energy ready now to express?
I mean, it's a label, but it feels like grief,
Grief. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's welcome grief. It is here, it can be seen. And it is valid. It is completely valid. And there is time for grieving. It can be allowed to. So let's allow that grief.
Feels a little bottomless.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like it's just going to keep going. Like I'm scared of I don't want to, it's like there's a feeling, I don't go all the way into that. Like it's, yeah, it just came up.
Okay, sure. Well, it is completely safe to feel. It's absolutely safe to feel. Nothing is threatened. You can feel deeply. You can feel as deeply as you don't even know yet. Nothing can happen if you feel. If you can feel fully, openly. You may feel bottomless, it's not. It just wants to express, wants to be acknowledged and allowed. So let's allow that grief in, like fully. And again, describe me. What do you see when you look at it? What is there?
I mean, the word fear comes up,
Okay.
Yeah, it feels like fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's welcome the fear. Fear is also a sensation. And it is also safe to feel. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're already feeling it and it's safe.
the mind is trying to get its comment in. It's. I can allow that, but it's putting time on it. So how long is this going to take? Like, are you going to?
This one. Yeah, right now. It's okay.
Yeah, time is now, right?
Okay, but it's okay. It can take as long as it needs to take. If it's a big grief, if it's a big fear, it can take as long as they need. It's not making them rush.
Right.
If we say, okay, you are allowed, you can be here, felt fully and openly. That means, take your time. There's enough time for it. No need to run away from it anymore. This time is here just for that. So just keep watching what is going on in the body, in the mind. And can you look behind that fear, like as if you would look behind the curtain? See what is there that needs that fear? What is there that this fear is protecting?
It came to my mind that it's protecting this idea of me.
The idea of me, yes. Yes, the idea.
And that I guess this has been a most cherished belief of that me, was that this was what a happy life would look like, was with someone that you love, So where would the me be without that belief, It's held it for so long.
So let's look at that idea of me. Is it helping?
No, it's never looking. Yeah, no, it's never helped really. It's always. The idea of me also says that, oh, well, if you had understanding, you wouldn't be feeling this. And then it works every angle to keep itself, perpetuate itself,
It's almost like if I knew that clouds are moving by itself, they wouldn't be moving anymore. Yeah, but they are moving by themselves.
Right.
I'm not in charge. I'm not doing the cloud moving.
Right.
I'm not doing the feeling moving. They are here.
Right.
So yeah, you can see how this idea of me is like sticking onto just anything, just to keep going.
It is. This is one of the core. I mean, this is maybe the core thing for me, and it's just it's holding on, and it's really trying to pull me back into to that time-based story of a me. And it's obviously there's some part that's still not seen, but I'm trying. I guess we're trying to let that come up.
So if I ask you this, what would be lost if there really is no me as an entity at all? What would be lost?
It's the idea that only that me can pull me out of this place, even though I think it's the one that's keeping me here, but it's like, it's saying to me, action, I'm the one that can lead to some action that can take you out of this, like without me being the doer, we're going to stay stuck. Not going to be any
Mm-hmm.
movement out of here.
Mm-hmm. And with that you are not stuck.
No, it's not true. It's a lie. It's definitely a lie. It's just it's harder to see through it with the emotional, that it's easier to be mesmerized by the thought. That's because there's a natural feeling of wanting to move away from what's not comfortable.
Sure, but we don't need to call that me.
No,
Yeah,
it just
the natural drive to get out of uncomfortable.
Right.
Okay, it doesn't come from my me.
Yeah. There's
like
a
there is
feeling.
a story about me that is doing that, but it doesn't come from a me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's a feeling. Yeah, it's just coming up. It's just more thought. It's not an entity. It's just thoughts. It's conditioning, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let's go back to that feeling in the heart and see, has it changed a little, or is it still the same? What's going on there?
The sensations may have changed a little. There's
Mm-hmm.
there's a relaxation around it.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it seems to be like spreading out a little bit, or just opening a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's stay with that opening for a little bit. Just watch it. Again, there is nothing to do. No need to name it. Just see what is happening. Like these clouds in the sky that you can just watch without idea that I am controlling them. You can just see what is happening in the heart. Like witnessing it.
It feels vulnerable. It feels like the me is was like a sort of a shell protecting, but yet it's not allowing me to really feel either. It's like it's like I'm opening up into a feeling of it. Feels a little uncharted, like scary, Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. Well, again, it's a sensation, it's an energy that is completely safe to feel.
Right.
Even being vulnerable is completely safe to feel. That just confirms that aliveness of the heart, capacity to feel.
Yeah. See, there's no seeing life as it is without an eye is a more vulnerable experience. It's not a more, the idea that I had before was a more transcendent experience, but now I see it as it's not really like, it's more
Surprise.
Yeah, it's more right into it experience, not above or untouched by experience.
Well, you're fully feeling it.
Yeah.
Raw feeling. Like authentic, unshielded, unguarded. It's like really looking at it and seeing it for how it is, what it is.
Right.
So let's just give it a little bit more attention and feel into it deeper, allowing all of it to come up, to express. Breathe into the heart deeply. Give it some oxygen. You can ask this question, what wants to happen? Just watch. What wants to happen?
Let go. Let go is what comes up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and is it ready to let go? Is this energy ready to let go? It's the sense of readiness. Like, okay.
Without the thought story, it's ready to let go. So, I mean, you brought me out of the thought story, so it is a sense that it's fine. I can do that. I can just fall deeper.
Mm. Yeah, right to the bottomless pit. See, the good thing with the falling, that there is no crashing down. It's just continuous falling. You can fall deeper. Safe. See, is this energy ready to let go right now?
I only know that I just had a thought that said it's not. It's not.
Okay.
It's time. I don't know if
Okay.
I don't know if that's true or not. I just, yeah.
Okay, let's agree with that. Not now, not just now. You know,
Not just now. Not now.
just now. Not
Yeah.
now. Okay. Okay, it can take its time when it's ready, in its own way, in its own time. Like there is no pushing or pulling here. We just want to see what's going on. See, this is the difference between looking for a way out or for a way to fix it, to just looking at what is here, what is presently here, and being honest, noticing what is here. So it needs more time. That's okay. Just agree with it. Yes, that's okay.
Right. I just seem to be going deeper into the feeling without like words. It's sort of like feel like I'm going into like a meditation without trying to meditate though. I'm being pulled into whatever the sensation is really.
So let's go with it. You can go with it. No holding. Don't need to hold on. Not anymore. Let it show you where it wants to go.
It feels moving up to my throat too now. The feeling. I don't know if that means anything, but
yeah, we can welcome that too. It's no judgment, no right or wrong. It's just what is. And again, ask what wants to happen.
it wants to trust life.
Oh, that's wonderful. Say yes, thank you. I agree. I agree. I agree. Okay, so this trusting life is just knowing that all is unfolding by itself in a way that is unique and perfect for you. All that needs to happen, happen. All that happens is inevitable. So we can trust that life knows what it's doing. Same way like it knows how to, grow trees and make birds sing. So this form of life also has wisdom. Trusting life sounds a bit more friendly than fighting life, right?
Yeah. The mind wants to fight life though.
Yeah. It thinks that it's helping.
Right. It does. It does. It really does. It's not, I can see that it's not really malevolent. It's just a belief that isn't true, really.
But we can trust life and not fight.
Right.
It's an option.
Yes.
It can be called the path of least resistance.
Right.
And yet the mind has been fighting for so long it doesn't know what peace looks like anymore.
No.
But you can remember. You can also notice that mind doesn't fight, if there are pleasant experiences, if there is pleasure, if there is something good happening, it's not fighting that. It's only fighting that which is unwanted.
Right.
Which is called negative.
Yeah.
But it doesn't need to fight that either, it's safe. It's completely safe to feel, safe to express. And by knowing what is sadness, like a contrast to happiness, to joy.
Right. The denial of sadness is such a limitation to our happiness at the same time, really.
Mm.
It's just that, it's such a holding.
Mm. So we can say yes to all the feelings. All the feelings can come and go. All of them. As deep, as intense as they are. Okay, and can you check in again? How is the heart feeling now?
It's almost feeling like go deeper. Just keep going. Let it go. Like keep allowing. Like just.
Okay.
Don't be scared and just fall into it more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's agree with that and say yes. Yes, I agree. Show me the depths of what I'm capable to feel. Wow. Like you don't need to feel tamed anymore. Tame your emotion, tame your feelings. You can be freed. You can give it the full permission for the heart to feel what it wants to feel, to love what it wants to love. And feel deeply.
I just noticed the claiming of the heart of the action. Like, how can I love? And then the feeling right after was, it's not an I that's doing, it's not, it's just happening. It's not, there's not I don't need an I to do it. It's that belief is there that I can't. And then it's like, but there's not an I to can or can't.
Exactly. So the thief was caught. It's like there is no I doing breathing.
Right.
There is no I at all.
There's no I to decide to love or not love or feel or not feel. Yeah.
Well, if there was I to decide all that, would we be talking here about?
No. Wow. Thank you. Yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you so much. Wow.
You're very welcome. And well, this process of feeling deeply will continue to unfold. And yes, it's a surprise to realize that, seeing through this illusion of I does not take the feelings away. in any way. It does not make you outside of it or somehow escaping it. It's just going in fully.
Right.
There is such a depth to it.
Right. I mean, holding yourself outside of whatever feelings are happening is separation right there. So, you know, it's separating off into a person that doesn't want to feel.
Yeah. You know, the fear is the sensation itself, right? The sensation, very distinct sensation, and it's fear of feeling. It's fear of feeling other sensations.
Right.
Like
Right.
what will happen? You know, I will be not masculine, or I will be, it's wrong or something. I'm afraid to feel. But feeling itself is such a deep dimension of this human existence.
Right. Yeah.
So it can be explored, it can be, wow, wondered about.
Yeah. Have to go, allow myself to just go into the feel. Just feel. That's it. Just feel.
Just feel. That's the richness of life. To feel what is here. So not the taste and smell and, you know, nice things to touch. It's also the depth of the heart.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John. So can end the conversation here. And I see you again and we can talk about more. Okay. Let's see. Questions on chat. Okay. Okay, there's this, when the body opens its mouth and says, I am not a body, this is obviously a lie. Is this the mind that forces the body to say the lie or awareness? Either way, it's still a lie. I am not a body. This is not a lie. And nothing is forcing it to say, it's just what words come out. The lie would be to say, I am the body. Well, and if it says, I am the body, how do you know that you are the body? Like which part of body? Where precisely? So I would say when the mouth opens and says any word, it's a lie. But some words can be practical and useful, and in everyday living, they are needed. But how do you know that you are the body? What informs you that you are the body? Like, where is this information from? How do you perceive it? So I am not the body says that the idea that I am the body is not true. the idea is not true. The body or sensations are here, right? There are sensations, obviously. But what is that says this is me? Is it the mind that says this is me? Is it the thought that owns this body? Is there an owner of the body at all? So you can play with these questions and see what answer comes up for you.